Welcome, everyone, to this week's episode of Talk Exchange. Today we have with us Jeremy Adams and Linda Harshman with the Noon Exchange Club of Andersen, Indiana. And they're here to talk to us about their Believe in the Blue project. And it's quite interesting. They have a lot of great stuff that they're doing, and they have some really good advice to give to other clubs as well. So hope you enjoy, and also wanted to note that Jeremy does join us in the beginning of today's episode, but due to some connectivity issues, he had to jump off shortly thereafter. So most of the interview is with Linda. Hope you enjoy, and we'll see you again next week.
Welcome to Talk Exchange. I'm Tracy Edwards, CEO of the National Exchange Club.
And I'm Christy Lindahl, Director of Communications.
You know, April is such a significant month for the National Exchange Club, highlighting our impact and efforts in the prevention of child abuse. And so many clubs, it's so great to see the projects and events that they're conducting in April.
Yeah, you know, one of the joys of my job is being able to see all of the social media that goes on. And our clubs really, really take April and run with it.
Absolutely. And we don't have enough time to feature all of them on podcasts, but we fortunately have a couple that are joining us for the month to talk about their projects. So today, joining us are Linda Harshman and Jeremy Adams from the Noon Exchange Club of Andersen, Indiana. Welcome, Linda and Jeremy.
Well, I'm Linda Harshman. I'm the current president of the Noon Club, and excited to be here today.
I am Jeremy Adams, the current president-elect for the Noon Exchange Club of Andersen, and I am also excited to be here.
Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Tell us about how long you've been involved in Exchange and how you happened to get involved.
Well, I came into Exchange about 15 years ago, but then I had to leave for a few years, and I was able to come back. I was gone to a job that didn't allow me to get there. So now I am, and pleased to do so. And I was brought on by one of our members who was actually my boss at the time. So, and, you know, just real happy that he did.
And I am also in healthcare, so I've also had a couple roles here and there where my involvement wasn't as, my availability wasn't as accessible. So I've been in and out for about 16 years. And the person that invited me was just a friend at the time, and he knew he was moving on to something else, and I think he just was trying to replace himself. So
that's actually great. Yeah.
Well, I mean, we appreciate your commitment. You know, sometimes life, you know, causes you to take another direction, but you've come back all the time. I appreciate that.
Definitely. Well, welcome, Linda and Jeremy. And why don't you kick us off telling us about why we're here, introduce us to your Believe in the Blue project, and how did it begin and how it's going?
Well, we had our kickoff on actually March 31st to kick off for the month. And we had a joint event with our local CASA, our Firefly program here. And we had a nice event there at our meeting place at the Edgewood Golf and Event Center. And we had locals from the court system and other agencies there, and just it was a nice day, and we planted our pinwheels and our signs and did blue ribbons and just did a big blast of awareness. So that was a good day. I don't remember how many we had in attendance, but it was more than I can remember. So that's always a fun day to just get together and be in a room full of like people who have the same heart for our passion.
Okay, so Linda, what inspired the focus and the message behind this initiative?
Well, I mean, just the focus is the need. You know, unfortunately, there's a need for this, and as we had told some folks earlier today, that you know, hopefully we can continue to fight to eradicate this, and that we won't have to do this anymore. We love that we're doing it and the meaning behind it. Wish we didn't have to. You know, we have a strong club, and everyone there is very passionate about it, and we all have different things that we enjoy most about it. It's just getting the awareness out to people. So again, maybe we could end this, you know, epidemic.
Absolutely.
Definitely. Well said.
And so you have a Believe in the Blue project is what it's called, which is absolutely perfect. And the goal behind, Believe in the Blue is to start conversation. Mm-hmm. Do you find that happens in your community during April?
We do. And of course, we all wear our blue. I'm wearing some blue today. We do the blue light bulbs, the blue ribbons everywhere just to try to get that conversation going. We all try to post something on our personal pages and something on our club page just to kind of keep that spark going. Actually, this evening we are having an event over in an adjacent town to us, and we are actually showing a movie called Still Hope from the Angel Network that's about trafficking. And so tonight we're doing a big blast of that, again, getting more signs out, more pinwheels out, and have invited the whole community and agencies, law enforcement, teachers, everyone from every walk of life to come in and get everyone in one big place so we can show this movie and just get that awareness out there. And again, get more people talking about it.
Oh, that gave me chills.
Yeah, that's very cool. Way to bring your community together. And what is the community's reaction?
If you haven't seen that movie, it's wonderful.
We'll note that. Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry. No, please don't.
And what's the community's reaction to this? Do you hear people seeking out the club, appreciating the club, recognizing the club for these events and efforts?
Mm-hmm. Yes, absolutely. They, I had lunch earlier today and someone stopped me and was talking about that, said, I'm going to come to the movie tonight because they've been seeing that on Facebook. So, I was excited. They message us on there and then they're also sharing it. So now it's getting out even farther than I could push it. So I know it's out there. It is getting a lot of feedback that way. Even if it's just Facebook likes, I know that people are seeing it. The proof will be in the pudding tonight when we see how many actually show up. But we do just have a great community following. They show up when we need them to. They might not come to every meeting that we have, but when there's something going on, they show up when it's definitely important. And even just driving down the place I had lunch today, when I rolled up, there was some of our signs in their planter boxes and some of the pinwheels planted. So you can drive through town and just see this at local businesses, people who have ribbons tied around their porch, posts. And so they really are getting behind it. And I don't know if that's just small town thing or what, but we have a great community who really kind of gets behind these things because, again, it is an epidemic and they want it gone just as much as we do. So, we just really love the community support that they give us.
Well, Linda, I want to reassure you, I live in a very small town outside of Toledo, and there is an organization that has hung blue ribbons around the trees in town, but nobody really knows what they're for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So I just want to tell you that you don't get that kind of notoriety. There's no discussion in my town about what those ribbons mean. So it means you've put some work into it for sure.
Definitely. Your community clearly values your club and sees the impact that you have in the community, which is truly wonderful. Have you seen that translate into people wanting to get involved and saying, hey, I want to learn more about what you do. Can I come to a meeting? And do you see people joining as a result?
I think so. Sometimes they'll just trickle in, and they'll say things like, I've heard about it for a long time, but I don't really know a lot. Tell me a little bit more.
Excellent.
Fantastic.
Excellent.
And have there been any standout moments or feedback that you personally you go back to when you do this project or think about later?
Again, just one of the big impacts that I do see is when I do drive through the town and I just see that blue. And, again, we've posted it out there saying, please just help us paint this town. And people are following suit. So when you see that they've done it, we know that we reached them somehow. We like to get into the schools with things as well. So, again, just community awareness, even our mayor and folks within our city, our judges, they've all bought into it as well. And we're all at that kickoff. The mayor read a proclamation about it. Just a lot of neat things. So we get a lot of community support with it.
That's excellent.
Yeah. It is.
Well, make sure you keep sharing that stuff to the Exchange Club members' Facebook page.
She is active about that. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I know people love seeing that. And
definitely,
when you share your story, you kind of share a little bit tidbits of information too, and that helps other clubs.
Definitely. So, Linda, to wrap it all up, what advice would you give to other exchange clubs who may want to start a prevention project similar to Believe in the Blue?
Meet people where they're at, go to that local restaurant where they might be and just have a little day where you can pass out awareness flyers or something, do a invitation to come to a club meeting so they can learn a little bit more. We have a thing in town called our Gaslight Festival. So last year we joined in on that. We set up a booth, and we had a lot of people come to our booth, definitely. So, and we did gain a couple of members from that. So if you can get in anywhere, any public thing, a health fair, whatever's going on in your town, go set up a booth there and just meet people, meet them where they live, where they're at, instead of waiting for them to come to you. So if you can get out in the community, I think that helps.
You are exactly right about that. Good for you. Way to go into the community. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, another thing that we do is I just try to post something, at least every few days on our Facebook page too, just to keep that, algorithm moving there as well, and make events out of it. So then it gets blasted out a little bit farther. So those are just the things. Just stay with the social media, get out there, let them physically see you, be in the community.
Absolutely. Great advice.
Yeah, excellent.
Well, if someone wants to learn more about the Noon Exchange Club of Andersen, Indiana, feel free to go to their very active Facebook page or search for a club anywhere in the country on nationalexchangeclub.org. Any final comments, Christy?
Exchange on.
Exchange on. Thanks for listening to this episode of Talk Exchange. Linda, well done.
Thank you.